Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today, we'll stop in at the grand opening of Rai Rai Ramen, who opened their doors to a packed crowd last week. Curator of the New Jersey Film Festival, Al Nygren, is back with a preview of the film The Luring. East Brunswick's Playhouse 22 was recently renamed in honor of one of its founders, and we'll have highlights from the ceremony. Also this summer, Greg Sampson remembered his friend Patrick Osowogba with an annual Wiffleball tournament. We'll stop in and check out the action. This and more coming up, so stay with us.
Ni hao. Okay. First, I want to welcome everybody here today to Rai Rai Ramen, which is our brand new restaurant right here at the Midstate Mall. As usual, East Brunswick is thrilled anytime new businesses come into our community. If most of you look at the symbol for the township of East Brunswick, it has three things that stand at the center: education, community, and commerce. And every single one of those are important, and they all help each other become what we consider to be one of the best towns in all of New Jersey, and we're right here at the heart of New Jersey. So, one, I'd like to welcome all of you here to East Brunswick. We wish you many years of success. And so I'd like to pass the mic over for a second to introduce the owner of the restaurant and talk a little bit about what distinguishes the restaurant, your hours of operation and location.
First of all, it's our pleasure to be able to be part of East Brunswick, and we are very happy to be here, and hopefully we can serve everybody and make everybody happy. And our business hour is from 11 to 9 p.m. Monday to Sunday. So if you guys have time, please stop by and try it. And then we do like Japanese cuisine. We do some Chinese food also. So hopefully everybody will like it. Thank you.
Alrighty, and we wish you the most success.
Thank you.
Well, let's do the honors. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, it's Al Nygren, Executive Director and Curator of the New Jersey Film Festival, here today to do a filmmaker interview with two great filmmakers who are going to be world premiering their film at our Fall 2018 New Jersey Film Festival at Rutgers University. We've got 22 films that are in competition for the New Jersey Film Festival. They're up for Best Feature, Best Short, Best Documentary films. And we'll be screening those from September 14th through October 7th. There'll be other programs after that that are free, open to the public as well. And I'll give you more information about that at the end of this interview. But today, we have the executive producers as well as the director of the film The Luring, which is getting its world premiere at our festival on September 15th at Rutgers University. Welcome. We've got Christopher Wells and Brian Berg. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So, guys, I watched this film a couple of times. And the first time I was a little bit not really sure if I was watching a horror film or a psychological drama. The second time I was convinced I was watching a horror film. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I think that it's one of those films that you're going to pick up on things the second time you see it.
Yeah, and there's no question it's a multiple viewing film for sure. So tell me, what is the background on how you guys got involved with this film?
Well, I can tell you how I got involved, which is kind of interesting. So Chris and I both enjoy playing football and deny our true ages. So through playing football, we met one another. I had, about 10 years ago now, I worked on a micro-budget feature-length film. And Chris had heard about that. I had heard about a script that Chris was working on, and we went out for drinks one day. And here we are today after producing a hell of a movie.
So the film, Chris, is based on your script?
Yeah. Basically, my mom, we had a vacation house up in Vermont. She could no longer afford it. So she told me that she had to put it up for sale, and I asked her if I can shoot a film there. And we just got the ball rolling, and Brian and I just were able to raise the money, and my mom saw that we were able to do this, so she told the buyers of the house, you can buy the house, but you can only purchase it after May 15th or whatever. So the day that I was, the last day of directing, the very next day I was scrubbing the floor to make sure that the walkthrough, the people were happy. So I didn't want to upset my mom, or make her regret that.
But you were very familiar with the house too.
Yeah.
You get the sense that the film really explores the nooks and crannies of this space because you were very familiar with it, and I think that shows. But I never really thought of Vermont as a kind of space for a horror film.
Yeah.
But yet, there's so many connections to other movies. I mean, I saw The Shining was obviously one of your influences, and that there's a young man who's suffering from an ailment, and that kind of comes back to haunt him.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the film?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a psychological thriller about
or horror film, depending
or
on what
horror film, yeah. About a man named Garrett who has dissociative amnesia. So he's trying to recover these memories by going back to his family's vacation house, which happens to be in Vermont.
Right.
And at that house, at his 10th birthday, there was a unspeakable act that happened. And it was fun writing. I wrote the film knowing what my space was, what my limitations were. Obviously, we had limitations with the budget, but I thought that enabled us to jump out of the box that we had to build for ourselves.
Your film is creepy. I mean, it does a lot with very little, and it doesn't look like it's a small budget film.
That's a big thing that
Brian.
Brian.
If I could jump in,
Sure.
So one of the things that we really worked hard for is, and first of all, I will say is, yes, by Hollywood standards, it's not a DC or Marvel film, so we don't have hundreds of millions of dollars behind it. But we actually raised exactly what we were looking for. Yeah. But Chris and I worked very hard. I mean, when Chris was writing the script, and then as we were going through it and how we're going to shoot it and whatever tweaks we're making to it, we wanted to actually say, well, this is the budget that we want. We never want anyone to say, you made this for only X amount of money. We would want it to be that whenever anyone goes to see the film, that if it was made by Warner Brothers or Disney or whomever, that you would believe that it's not made to look like a low-budget film, and we believe that it did not in any way. Yeah. And I also just wanted to address one thing that you said,
Sure.
which is as far as Vermont. lending itself towards a horror film or something that's
Yeah.
creepy. I actually think that it lends itself perfectly to that.
Yeah.
Vermont is beautiful. I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything negative about
Yeah,
Vermont,
yeah.
but I think back to the original Night of the Living Dead, which I believe was shot in Pennsylvania, and
That's
these
right.
open fields.
That's right.
And that to me actually has a much scarier presence than if you do something in the middle of a metropolis, because that emptiness and that
Yeah.
lonely feeling,
Yeah.
that lends itself to horror, and I think that's what we work
Because
with a
it's
lot.
so real too, and then it could be anybody could be faced with the desolation. I mean, it's an empty space,
Yeah.
and you're all by yourself running out in the middle of the night.
And that's exactly right. If you run out and there's 1,000 people around you,
That's very
it's probably
true.
not as scary as if you run out and you're like, there's no one here to help me.
Very true. Very true. Well, I liked also the two leads that play in the film. Tell us a little bit more about them.
Oh, they were great. I mean, we got a lot of amazing actors that auditioned, but you have to be right for the part. And Michaela and Rick were just incredible. They weren't just incredible as an individual actor, but together they were amazing. And they just got it. They understood what I was going for. And all the actors were great, but we knew that we needed a strong cast to really propel this film, and we couldn't be more happier with the cast that we got.
Yeah, and I think they really pull it off because, for the most part, when I first started talking to you, I thought maybe Rick's character, we know he's a troubled child, and you see that as you make your way through the film.
Mm-hmm.
But you really wonder, is he really troubled as you're working your way? And without saying anything, you figure out that he has major issues.
Yeah, it's subtle, and it's a slow burn. It's and there's a lot of twists and turns that you don't really know. You might think one thing, but then something else happens, and that's the kind of script that Brian and I both really wanted to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tried to purposely, I mean, Chris wrote the script this way, and then we wanted to present it on film in this way where, as you just kind of alluded to, so yeah, there seem to be possibly issues with him, but what about everything else around him? And is it really him? Is it her? Is it this? Is it that?
Yeah.
And you almost don't know if it's everything or none at all,
Right,
where
right.
all the issues are coming
And
from.
it only kind of comes together at the end,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think is great. Well, okay, folks, so you've got to see The Luring, which gets its world premiere on Saturday, September 15th. There's two wonderful shorts that will be preceding it. Suit is by Drake Woodall, and I'll be doing a filmmaker interview with him as well, so keep an eye out looking for that. Then we have Frank Prinzi's It's a Mess, which is also a really wonderful film. Both of those filmmakers will be at the screening, as well as Chris and Brian, which will be the feature that evening, The Luring. So come and check out this wonderful triple bill on Saturday, September 15th in our state-of-the-art facility, Voorhees Hall, room 105 on the Rutgers University campus in New Brunswick, New Jersey. General admission is $12, $10 for students and seniors, and the program begins promptly at 7 p.m. So come and join us, and thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for coming,
Thanks
gentlemen.
for having us.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hey, how you doing? We need to rent some shoes.
And what size?
10 and a half and
6.5.
You look familiar.
I get that a lot.
What's your name?
Garrett. I live in New York, so I doubt we know each other. We're here on vacation.
I've always wanted to go to New York, but I've never been.
You should go. It's great, but we love it up here. It's just so beautiful and peaceful.
Beautiful and peaceful. Yeah. I guess you could say that.
Good evening. My name is Adam Neary. I'm the executive producer of Playhouse 22. Like many of you, I'm a summer theater alum and Playhouse 22 alum because of Elliot Taubenslag. And we're here for tonight for a very simple but meaningful purpose. Dedicating something after someone is a way to keep one's legacy alive. In East Brunswick, we have named roads after fallen heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice. We've named schools after educators whose influence went beyond the classroom. Tonight, it's all but fitting to name a theater after a person whose influence goes beyond the curtain and the stage. Elliot was many things to many people, but for us here at Playhouse 22, he was one of our founding fathers. And to this, we dedicate this theater to him.
When I was involved in music programs and we would compete all over the state, I was always told, if there's a student that's competing and they're from East Brunswick or Cherry Hill East, watch out for them. Because it was well known that these are places where the people who are in, and it's a people thing. You get somebody who really devotes their time and dedicates their life to the improvement of the arts, and it pays off in big dividends. And obviously, you had that here in an individual who really gave of himself unbelievable amount of time that he's now become a legacy. And that doesn't happen too often. Yes, Adam said that we have some streets that are named for people, and we do, but we rarely have buildings that are named for people. And so if we're going to do that, it had to be for something extraordinary. And so I'm thrilled to be able to stand here today to be part of a dedication to somebody who I think was such an institution here for this township that naming an institution for him is befitting.
I always wanted to do theater, and I never had a chance in college. I was in a science program. So I joined the group back in 78, something like that. And that's about when I met Elliot. And I didn't have the schooling like a lot of these people did, and it helped. We've had a lot of students of Elliot's come through and work in the theater for us from time to time, and then go on to bigger and better things. And way back when, it was beg, borrow, and steal whatever you could to do a production wherever we could. We didn't even have a Playhouse at that time. So, and always, Elliot was always around and trying to finagle things and get things from people, and, you know, get the cast to do something and find a show that we could throw together. And I know he's done a lot with the school kids and the summer programs, and we are really grateful for his work way back when. And you can see that it's kind of culminated in this new theater.
My dad wasn't just a teacher. He was a character builder. He really, he built self-esteem in kids. That's what he was all about. It wasn't just little kids, it was high school kids. When he retired in Florida, he did a show called Seniorella, where he had all the seniors get involved, and he changed their lives. The best thing that I do for a living, I also followed in my father's footsteps. People ask me, like, how did you learn what to do? You know, how did you get into this? I said, I had the best teacher in the world, my father. I said, I never learned it. I just do what Dad did. And it's really a wonderful feeling to build self-esteem. Years ago, I asked Dad, I said, people always, say to me, like, your dad was the best teacher they ever had. We loved your father. He was better than Kathy Spadafina. But people always say, they still say to me and my sister, your father was fantastic. So I said to Dad, I said, you're such a great teacher and such a great mentor to all these kids. Who was your favorite teacher? Do you have one? And he said, yes, I did. And it was my second grade teacher. I said, what was her name? Mrs. Perrine, but she taught music. I said, Dad, you don't play music and you're not the greatest singer. Why was she your favorite teacher? He goes, well, she was about a 300, 400 pound woman. And she used to sit at the piano on a little stool, not a bench, a stool. And she used to play the music, and like she would just, everything would jiggle and jiggle and jiggle. And I said, Dad, do you realize you weren't really affected by her singing or playing? You were affected by her theatricality. I said, that shaped your life. And he stood there silent for about 5 minutes and said, you're right. She changed my life. And that's what my dad did to so many people, changed my life, my sisters, my brothers. And I just hope that I can be as good as him someday. And Dad, I love you, and I think anybody who's here loved him too. So thank you.
So I'd like everybody to know that September is Library Card Sign-Up Month, and our public library has come a long way since our humble beginnings. See, library card. Our library is right across the hall. I'd like to introduce everybody to our little pictograms of history of East Brunswick, and the library is a big part of that. But libraries have come a long way, and more than just information, they become a quasi-community center. We've got a lot of things that you could do in the library, including but not limited to the fact that we offer free museum passes to 13 area museums throughout the area. We also have the Makerspace, which is a new addition to our library where you can go in and interact with technology. You also can go to the library and do searches. We've got streaming movies, online books, online periodicals. And one of our real services that I think has reached award-winning level is our Just for the Health of It program. And as a physician, I find that to be a really great addition to the repertoire of what's available in libraries today, because I often have patients that come into the office and they're very unsure of medical conditions, and they try to do what most of us naturally do and go to Google. And Google does not replace a doctor. However, here in East Brunswick, we have the Just for Health of It program where we have professional staff that could actually look up medical conditions and look up the most up-to-date research to help you sift through the myriad of information that you would get on a regular Google search. So today's libraries, again, have come a very, very long way. There's a lot of programming that we offer in the library. So I think that for the residents of East Brunswick, it provides a service that not a lot of other area libraries can do. So please take advantage of the opportunity, sign up for your card, and become an avid member of our library. For those of you who are more fortunate, the library is always willing and able and would love your contributions to help them remain one of the best libraries in New Jersey.
About like 7 years ago, I started a Wiffleball tournament in my backyard, and my friend Patrick Osowogba would go there every year. And in 2015, he passed away playing basketball at Rutgers, and we started a scholarship fund in his name. So every year I raise money for a scholarship in his name, and it goes to East Brunswick High School to a student athlete with a GPA above 3.5.
We've set up a scholarship fund. It's called the Patrick Osowogba Memorial Scholarship Fund at the high school, East Brunswick High School. And the idea behind this is to keep BJ's memory alive. And every year we give $500 to a student who demonstrates academics and athletics, demonstrates exemplary citizenship. That's what we do it for. It's such a wonderful day to be a part of this. It means a lot. To me, to my entire family. It's in memory of our son who was a big part of the community. And just the fact that we have so many people show up to honor him is a great honor. We appreciate it. We thank everyone.
When we started the tournament, we had about like 6 teams of just my friends in my backyard. Last year we were lucky enough to be at the complex, and we had about 10 teams, 5 in each group. And this year we had an even bigger turnout. We have about 7 teams in the younger group and like 6 in the older group.
It's all about having fun. Baseball, greatest sport, America's pastime. What my team does is we hit dingers, nothing but dingers. That's just the key to winning games. Today's not a game, it's about fun and honoring Patrick and his life, and it's a great way to have fun and be with all your friends in the community, and it's a great event.
Of all things I really want to say today is just to thank Greg Sampson, the entire Sampson family, especially Greg Sampson Jr., a great friend of BJ, keeps this memory alive and keeps on doing this and makes sure that everyone shows support this Wiffle game. So my thanks on behalf of my family to him.
I just want to say thank you to the Osowogba family for allowing me to do this, raise money for the scholarship. I want to say a big thanks to my dad, who was here at 7 a.m. with me, helping me set up and organize everything. To all the people that have helped me set up, do registration. Big thanks to East Brunswick Baseball League for allowing me to do this on their fields, to all the board members. You know, it really means a lot to allow us to do this, and it really means a lot to the kids, and get to see everyone come together.
I think all I can say, this brings a lot of memories, good memories by the way, especially on behalf of BJ, who played baseball for the high school. And so I'm just so happy that we're able to do this to keep his memory alive. So thanks to everyone.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend one of our upcoming September events for adults at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. Join us throughout the month of September to create a small piece of art as part of our collaborative art project with the East Brunswick Arts Commission. On Wednesday, September 12th at 7 p.m., our Option Green lecture series returns with the Friends of the East Brunswick Environmental Commission. Join Master Gardener Shamala Sharma, who will teach you how to save seeds from your garden for future seasons. On Thursday, September 20th at 7 p.m., Dr. Karen Gaffney of Raritan Valley Community College will help us unlearn the myths of race and racism. This program is co-sponsored by the East Brunswick Human Relations Council. On Wednesday, September 26th at 6:30 p.m., join us for a free Medicare workshop led by senior advisors. Registration is recommended. To learn about our other events, such as our reading discussion groups, cutting the cord workshops, film festivals, and more, visit ebpl.org/calendar or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in September.